Ой. Сейчас кое-что сделаю.
All right, gentlemen. Floyd Rose of the Homicide Squad has decided to take early retirement. We will all miss Floyd and the steely edge he brought to his police. The department has arranged a wee drink at the Galway Arms to quench the mighty thirst a man gets from 25 years of police work. Floyd's departure leaves a place at the top side desk. Major leagues now, Sonny. Rusty Galloway, a fine lawman of the old school, will be taking you under his wing. Your first case is the murder of a woman, found last night and bearing all the signs of the werewolf. Get out to the scene, lads.
Сейчас. Ла. Так, а чё? Ладно.
Do you have the address?
It's been all over KGPL. It's off Temple Street, between Belmont and Glendale.
If you were twice as smart, you'd still be stupid.
I'd rather you took the wheel.
Да. Привет. Сейчас сделаю. Ну, пойдет. Как, блядь, карту-то открыть, господи. Во, вспомнила. Это в машину, когда они место преступления. Так, что-то еще есть. Деление. Ну,
Oh, come on!
ну, пипец.
What happened to Rose?
Parker wants the chief's job. Word is it's either going to be him or Thad Green. So they're both clearing the decks.
So where does that leave you, Galloway?
Leaves me saddled with a chump like you, Phelps. I didn't ask for you and I don't want you, so keep it to yourself. See if you can learn something about seeing how a real cop operates.
What did he mean by the werewolf?
Medallion. The Daily News came out calling him the werewolf killer. The Examiner came up with the Black Dahlia.
Easy! We any closer to catching him?
Not a chance. 6 months and hundreds of guys running down leads and we got nothing.
You don't think this has anything to do with it?
No, I don't. 90% of murders are domestic, Phelps. Some guy gets into a beef with his wife, he takes it too far. This will be the same. But cutting someone in half and leaving them off the sidewalk, that's a one-off.
Any central unit, car 16 Adam reports a possible jumper.
I'll do it! So help me God, I'll jump!
You need to get up there. Let me do the talking, detective. I know a ton of this psychology stuff. You take the back alley and find a way up there.
Come on, Phelps, let's get moving.
You jumping? Make sure you warn me before you do.
I will! Wait, what?
Как бежать? Как бежать? Я забыл, как бежать. Правильно, мы пройдемся.
No offense, but I don't want you splashed on my shoes.
Может, бля, да как бежать-то?
What are you trying to do?
I remember my first jumper. Could have soaked him up with a sponge. I still can't eat spaghetti sauce.
Shut up, all right? I know what you're trying to do. It won't work.
охренительно. С кайфом. Сука. Привет, пчелка. У меня самоубийца сдох. Эх.
What happened to Rose?
Parker wants the chief's job. Word is it's either going to be him or Thad Green. So they're both clearing the deck.
Where does that leave you, Galloway?
Leaves me saddled with a chump like you, Phelps. I didn't ask for you and I don't want you, so keep it to yourself. See if you can learn something about seeing how a real cop operates.
What did he mean by the werewolf?
Medallion. The Daily News came out calling him the werewolf killer. The Examiner came up with the Black Dahlia.
We any closer to catching him?
Not a chance. 6 months and hundreds of guys running down leads, and we got nothing.
Сейчас. А, сейчас микро сделаю. Секунду. Ну, блядь, вроде должно слышно. Чё, ой, кинозвук. Да у меня, ну хотя, сейчас. Мафия 4. Не. Что я хотела? Слышно все. Боже. Тут управление, не знаю, ужаснее, чем в мафии. Тут, видишь, что повернулся. Вот. Так. Играем в вторую мафию. Не, меня музыка бесит прям тут. Я недавно прошла первую мафию ремейк. Вот. Ну, а третья, кстати, норм. Она и на плойке, помню, ее бесплатно раздавали.
Please, Bell, the siren.
Маша прав. У меня прав нет. Вот как бежать, боже мой? Будет плестись еще полдня. А пока будет плестись, я успею выложить. О, наконец-то.
Scoop for the Examiner, Galloway. You could use some good press.
Another tramp, another message. Is the werewolf back in business, boys?
You have a mother, asshole? A sister? How about showing some respect for this poor woman? Let us do our job, and Detective Galloway will give you a statement later.
He's good, Rusty. He even sounds genuine.
That's Phelps, guys. The war hero. Defending the honor of murdered humps.
You're used to Phelps. Move along, guys. You got your pictures, you got your headline. Now scram.
Час. Так, опубликовать. Все. Вроде все. Господи. Сегодня Wi-Fi обновляет. Да, в 2 часа. Там будет кросс-платформа с Xbox. Ой. Что это за миссия? Что-то не дуплила. Короче, ладно. Хочу посмотреть. Ну, там будут, мне кажется, 100 500 лагов, нелагов, перелагов, так уж.
No, sir. We cleared out them vulture reporters so Pinker in the corner could work. They're waiting to talk to you.
Go house to house and see what you come up with.
Так.
What can you tell me about the shoe prints? Men size 8. Pinker lifted and pressure so we don't care about that.
Так, как вы... Так. Что тут? Ничего нету. Без перчаток самое то. Оп. Новая улика. Помада. Хаю. Как вертеть, боже. Сейчас. Не, ясно. Так, что тут у нас? Опа.
It's like some kind of puzzle or parlor game.
Ой, внизу еще. Да? Все, поняла. Во. Маша, тебя как туда обеспечить? Во, новая улика. Так, все? Все. Оставим ее тут. Туда. Так, идем смотреть жертву, да? Сейчас. Следы, это я глянула. Все, больше тут ничего нету. Вроде нет. Так, идем.
What caused the blunt force injury to the face?
Could be anything from a baseball bat to a lug wrench. I'll have more details after the autopsy.
Нужно голову отпустить. Спасибо. Идем. Надеюсь, это просто помада. Ого.
What about this wound on the finger?
Something removed. A ring, most likely. I assume it was taken post-mortem.
Все?
What's the writing on the victim?
BD. Like Dahlia? X? Your guess is as good as mine. Could be something to it, or it could be the killer's trying to throw you off the scent. Either way, I'll run tests on the lipstick.
Any idea of the time of death?
From the temperature, I'd say after midnight. I'll confirm with you later.
When we get to the Pomada, man could die of thirst in a case like this.
Все? Вроде все, да? Ботинок, не ботинок, вроде не надо болтать. Ну, я пошел в жопу. А, кстати, там уже, ну, брысь, сейчас. Ну, тыкнись. И он вроде должен вести. Ну-ка, сейчас. Вот, да. Все. Ха-ха-ха.
Werewolf? For my money, copycat.
We can't rule it out. We need to work the evidence.
You'd love that, wouldn't you? A big head to hang on your wall. The caller of the decade. You've been working evidence from BD case for 6 months and got next.
There's a difference, Rusty.
Oh, yeah?
I just started working it today.
Okay, Oddshot. What's more likely? The werewolf comes back around, leaving us unknown in the court?
He clearly has a thing for power. Power over women. Why not power over the police department as well?
Let me finish this. The guy opens his mouth again like a 6-month student. Or some opportunist who's been reading about the BD figures, he'll rip off the MO and get himself a freebie.
That's not totally fantastic.
You know, the Examiner and the Daily News might be good at coming up with monikers, but they're terrible for police. There's a reason we didn't get the son of a bitch after the short murder was them, locusts.
Where do you think the werewolf killer is now?
Dead by his own hand, stationed somewhere else with the armed forces. San Quentin, another town, another country, who knows? So, Phillips, I understand you want to turn this into a big case, but it doesn't work like that, all right? A case will come and find you. Can't make it something it ain't, understand?
So you don't think the werewolf has continued to operate in the Los Angeles area?
No chance. Would have found him.
Ой, кстати, пчела. Я же хотела тебе модульку дать. А, ты уже ушла. Привет, Сафаров. Ну ладно. Сейчас стримчик. Так и прошла. Да я когда последний раз проходил его? Год назад? Где? У меня так где-то стримы были. Там в жопу, если пролистнуть, там будут где-то.
You're the regular bartender on nights? I'm a temporary barman. I work for an agency. I fill in at bars across town. Do you remember a woman who came in here last night? 5'7", about 110 pounds, blonde hair, about 40 years of age. You mean Celine Henry? Yes. Do you know anything about her? I don't. But the owner, Mr. McCall, serves her most nights. Would you like to speak to him? I would. He sits at the back of the club. Wears a hibiscus.
Да, давно, ну год почти. Вглубь. Сюда. Ух ты, ни хрена. Бля, пиздатый ресторанчик, да? Вот этот? Вот этот.
We're investigating the murder of Celine Henry. Do you know her?
Celine? Christ. Sure I know her. She and I and Jacob, her husband, we go way back.
She was here last night?
Sure, she's regular. Celine is... was.
Двойной звук. Ну-ка. Привет, Сафаров. Сейчас. Двойной звук. Ну-ка. Привет, Сафаров. Сейчас. Да нет, вроде. Да нахрен. Сейчас. Что там? Так. Так, что у нас? Подозреваемый видели жертву украдено кольцо.
Was Mrs. Henry here with anyone last night?
Not at first. Celine already had quite a head start.
But she attracted attention?
Certainly. A few gentlemen became very enamored with her and her stories.
Блин, мне бесит, что на допросе нужно читать. Ну...
You know him?
Правильно? Правильно?
He's been in a couple of places.
They live together?
Yes. At around 11.
Сейчас точно пошло. Давай.
Made the guy's license.
Именно в игре. Сейчас.
I think this could be a great help, sir. Thank you.
О, приз получен. Именно в игре. Сейчас.
I think this could be a great help, sir. Thank you.
О, приз получен. Именно в игре. А, может, сейчас я сделаю чуть... Ну, я чуть сейчас тише сделаю. Вот так пойдет. Так. Что у нас тут?
You know the husband?
Sure. He was in the Corps. He met Celine on a furlough and married her when the war was finished. Put up with a load of shit.
Do you think he killed his wife?
No. No, not in my opinion.
Блин, я не помню, сомнение это плохой коп или обвинить? Сафаров, ты давай, сомнения, я просто уже не помню. Обвинить это вроде будет. Я не помню. Ну. Ладно. Он берет ответ какого-нибудь хорошего копа. Ну, давай-ка. Ну, конечно. Блядь. Я не помню.
You're lying, McCall. You're covering for Henry. You called him and told him what time she was leaving.
You're an asshole, you know that?
Ну вот. Ясно, короче. Я был плохой копа. Ясно, ладно. Понятно. Чё тут трава от удара тупым предметом, помада. Короче, я всрала допрос, то что я не помню, где тут сомнения. Ладно. Давай.
Celine always wore a red garnet ring on the large side. Larger than life, like Celine herself.
Did she have it a long time?
Sure. Since way back in her flying days.
Did her husband buy it for her?
No, it was before Jacob.
I think you know where the ring came from, and I think you're gonna tell me.
Okay. I bought it years ago. I carried a torch for Celine in those days. Yes, I always have. But old man never knew about it.
Thanks, Mr. McCall. You've been a big
Давай,
help.
удачки.
One more thing.
Правильно, 2 из 3.
142
Я лох. Потому что я забыла. Сомнение. Сомнение. Так, где тут? Телефон.
Let's get out of here.
Hey, what's the hurry? My stool was just starting to warm up nicely.
I don't think this is going to help us.
Ну.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need a registered owner on a license plate, 2boy8899.
Yes, Detective. I'll need to contact the DMV. Shall I relay the details via KGPL?
Please. Thanks for your help.
Так. Ой. Нет, я не хочу за руль.
You drive. I'm gonna go over the case notes.
You find the booze helps you get through the working day?
Sharpens my investigatory instincts, fellas.
A smart lawyer might use that to throw out anything you collect today.
A smart man might know it's unwise to stand between the patient and his medicine.
As long as you're not falling over, Rusty, I'll let it slide.
That's mighty kind of you, Phelps. You know, you picked the wrong job if a healthy thirst offends you, Cole.
We owe it to this city to do the best we can in this position. As homicide detectives, that responsibility is all the more serious.
Always the politics.
It's not political, it's practical. Maybe the men combing Hollywood Boulevard after the Elizabeth Short murder were more interested in sniffing out booze and the clues that would have led to her killing.
Yeah, well, if only you'd been there, choir boy. Betty Short would be alive, the Japs would have spared Pearl Harbor, our ancestors wouldn't have tasted the forbidden fruit.
Minor syntactical error, Detective Galloway. I never claimed to be able to prevent crimes. I only suggested a proficiency in solving them. Guess that's the drink slowing you down.
Oh my God, brother, oh brother. Worse than I could ever have imagined.
Вы слышали звук разбивания двери?
I'll try the back door. Wait here a second.
На! Today.
Side window's been jimmied. Looks like somebody's creeped the joint.
нажми, чтобы посмотреть. 2012 года. Пойдет.
Fires are cathartic. They allow you to confront your past.
You said the house would be empty.
Are you taking the medication I have prescribed?
You said the house would be empty. I heard them screaming.
Circumstances were unfortunate. My colleagues had made all the necessary arrangements.
You said the house would be empty. You're killing me.
The deaths were unfortunate, but you have dealt with death before.
I want you to come to the clinic and we can deal. You said the house would be empty. How can I find peace?
Чем найдена газета 4? Так. Бля, тут быстрее запутаешься. Это что? Спальня. Ля, еще темно.
Nothing significant. Size 9s, above average for a lady.
Burglar used a pry bar. Why did you kick the door in?
You think I'm gonna climb through a broken window in a $30 suit? You got another thing coming, Buster.
Приходи.
Celine and Jacob are obviously having problems. It speaks to motive.
Crime scene evidence still weighs against it being the husband. Jacob could give us something to go on. One of my exes drank like this, you'd be feeling the back of my hand.
Call in burglary and get technical services out here. I'll talk to the neighbors.
Don't take all day about it, Phelps. I get nasty when I'm thirsty.
Так, можно пройти хату.
Galloway, Homicide, badge number 564. Requesting technical services for a suspected 459 at 142 North Union.
Tiffany? The rest of this stuff is junk. Might explain the missing ring.
Ой, ёпт. Что он подсматривает? Hello.
LAPD. Are you acquainted with Celine Henry, Miss?
Horgan. Jennifer Horgan. I've known Celine for more than 10 years. Our children grew up together. What's going on, officer?
Did you see Mrs. Henry go out last night?
Well, I'm no busybody, you understand, but Celine had been drinking. And she and poor, long-suffering Jacob had a terrible row. I think Jacob may have given her a black eye. He stormed out and she went back inside.
Did he come back?
No. Celine was listening to music and shouting until she left around 10 p.m. She was very drunk to have been driving. But she's not the sort of person you can stop from doing something when her dander is up. What is this about, officer? Is Celine all right?
I'm afraid Mrs. Henry has been murdered, ma'am.
Murdered? Oh my God. I'm afraid I need to go and sit down.
Все?
Let's see what Jacob has to say for himself.
I don't think Jacob is our man, but we should see what he has to say.
Двигай жопой.
Can you drive to this one?
Так, а что у нас тут? Это что? Это мы были. Группа были. Участок. Кстати, я здесь вроде все машины собрала. Где? Это что? Ой. Была посрана для съемок. Не знаю, что это. Нет, почему у меня машинки? Нет, я собрала. А тут? Да. Это потом. Кстати, вот машинка.
Jacob Henry had a violent argument with his wife last night. He's looking more and more likely.
For my money, the broad keeps the house looking like that, she's probably deserved it. The skipper says bring him in and keep the hacks off our backs for a while.
Fine by me.
So it ain't the werewolf killer after all. Good to see you've come to your senses, Cole.
I always said work the evidence. I only stipulated a connection to the BD killer as an avenue of investigation we should leave open. And as far as I'm concerned, it still is.
Okay, Phelps, we go in hard. Follow my lead.
Ой, так. Опять как стекло ломается.
You Jacob Henry?
Yeah. Who's asking?
LAPD. You're under arrest for the murder of your wife, Celine Henry.
Murder? Celine?
Save the dramatics
Oh
for
my
RKO,
God.
pal. You got bigger problems.
What the hell are you talking about? You come in here, you tell me that Celine is...
Take a seat, Mr. Henry. We're gonna have a look around, then we'll talk.
Jesus, I'm sorry.
I get even.
Так.
Nope.
think the atmosphere's thick in here? Wait till you try the gas chamber. He'll be back in. Just sit tight.
Спасибо за предложение,
The
позаботься.
oldest problem there is, what to do about the old lady.
Так, как это улица?
Size 11s.
Очень темно. Так, все вроде. Я взяла. Так, что, продвижение Джерриса, последний контакт.
So who could have killed Celine? Where did she go last night?
A bar, I suppose. Look, I don't know.
You know where she went, Jacob. You're lying. Why would I help you if you keep lying to me?
Look, I'm telling you, I don't know.
Так, что у нас из клуба есть? Зажигалку, взлом, проблема в семье, записка.
We know she went to the Bomber Club.
The bartender there. He calls me if things are getting out of hand, and I go and I bring her home. He called me last night. I said no. Phone rang a couple more times after that. I ignored it. I'm gonna have to live with that.
Так. Ой.
When did you last see your wife, Mr. Henry?
Last night. I went to see her. We talked. Things got a little out of hand. I left.
You don't remember what time you last saw your wife alive?
Look, I'm sorry. I left. Maybe 9 p.m. Might have been a little later. Right around 9. Might have been a little later.
Что у нас?
Why did you kill her, Jacob? Things will go better if you come clean about it.
That's a lousy thing to say. I never gave up on my wife.
Опа, глаза отвел. Врушка.
I don't believe you, Jacob. I think you didn't have the guts to do it yourself, so you had someone else do it.
You want to back that up with something, Big Mouth? Huh?
А? Так, помада, зажигалка, послание на теле, травма, пропажа драгоценности. Может это? Хотя, во, это же из дома.
The note by the phone suggests you meant her harm.
You want the truth? Truth is, I was sick to death of her. I was trying to have her committed.
We're still gonna need you to come downtown, Mr. Henry.
We can get this all down on paper, Jacob. How you got fed up with your wife and how you figured killing her would bury all your troubles.
Kill my own wife?
She was a lush and a tramp, and you just couldn't stand it anymore.
Shut your goddamn mouth.
So now you're gonna tell me you loved her? Ah, the DA goes all gooey over remorse, Jacob.
На! А, мне еще с ним пиздится? Как драться? Как драться? Как драться? Сейчас. Кто в прицельную? Сука. Я не помню, как драться.
What's this bunker?
Вот как? Куда тыкать-то? Не, ничего не... Пиздец. Как драться? Тут даже управления нету. Ладно, сейчас. Как? Ну, вообще, по идее, типа, стрелять. Но он не дерется. Пунч. Просто. На геймпаде.
We're still gonna need you to come downtown, Mr. Henry.
We can get this all down on paper, Jacob. How you got fed up with your wife and how you figured killing her would bury all your troubles.
Kill my own wife?
She was a lush and a tramp, and you just couldn't stand it anymore.
Shut your goddamn mouth.
So now you're gonna tell me you loved her? Ah, the DA goes all gooey over.
Ну, заходишь в настройки, правопроцесс, тут что-то музыка, улики. Хуйня какая-то. Ой. И все. Понятно. Ой. О! Это... ударить. Все-таки надо было зажать L2. Пипец, господи. Когда год не играешь в игру. Ох.
What are we waiting for?
Мобильный.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need a patrol unit to transport a suspect back to Central.
Certainly, Detective. I have a message from the coroner. Do you wish to be put through?
Yes, ma'am.
Carruthers.
It's Phelps.
I've completed the autopsy. Several wounds to the head from a blunt metal instrument. closest match would be a socket wrench handle.
So the cause of death was the blunt.
No, the blows to the head surprisingly were not fatal. Death was from hemorrhage and shock from the fractured ribs and multiple injuries caused by the stomping.
Anything else?
He's some kind of sex fiend. The tissues of the anus were bruised about 1/8 of an inch, but no trace of semen in the anus, vagina, or stomach.
Thanks, Doc. Operator, give me R&I. Any word on an owner for that vehicle? License was 2boy8899.
Yes, Detective. The plate belongs to a brown 1936 Pontiac. Registered owner is one Alonzo Mendez of 402 South Fremont Street, apartment 16.
Thanks. Any other messages?
One, Detective. From Captain Donnelly. He wants any and all suspects returned to Central. Interviews to be set up immediately.
Got it. We're coming in.
Так. Чё, куда?
You're behind the wheel. Carruthers said she took a real pounding.
Ждем сервера.
Maybe if he'd have been a little firmer in the beginning, we wouldn't be in this situation now.
I imagine that Neanderthal routine is a big hit with the ladies, Galloway.
Women love me, Phelps. I have no complexity. They know exactly what they're gonna get.
We have a firm lead, Captain.
Are you questioning my judgment?
No, sir.
Good. I thought. Jacob Hendricks' sub-sister pushed around by his wife. I think with the right kind of persuasion, he might be prepared to seek absolution. Are you prepared to show him the error of his ways, young Phelps?
I don't think he's our man. Galloway agrees with me.
Don't drag me into this.
Rusty is a practical policeman. A bird in hand is always worth two in the bush.
Час остался.
Let's liberate a confession before Jacob. The public will sleep easy tonight. Run along now, folks. I've warmed them up nicely for you.
I don't care. I don't go in for letting gangsters off scot-free.
Чё? Какой...
Straight through the red light. Said she never saw it.
Так где комната допроса? Ой.
Doesn't look good, Jacob.
Yes.
You have a big jam. You lie to me, and I can't help you out. You understand me?
Yes.
What do you do for work, Jacob?
I'm a mechanic. Engines, differentials, transmissions, that kind of stuff.
So you have access to tools?
Yes, I do.
Your wife was brutally beaten with a socket wrench handle, then stomped to death. How do you think that looks, Jacob?
I was home in bed.
You're full of shit, Jacob. The truth is, you hated that bitch. You followed her and dragged her into the car and then took her out to the moors. She woke up, and you smashed her face in with a socket.
No. No, 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 no.
And then you stomped her. You stomped her because she's a drunken whore, and she treated you like shit. You stomped her for all the years you had to take it. You stomped her because you are such a weak fucking sister, Jacob, and you wanted to erase all memory of it. Go on. Try to deny it.
I was at home. I should have gone to her at the bar, but I didn't. You can't prove I wasn't home.
Помада, зажигалка.
I hope if you ever suffer a loss, people treat you with more dignity than you've been offering me.
You did it. Everything points to you. What does text mean, Jacob?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I need a reason to believe you, Jacob.
You want a confession? That's what you want?
That's exactly what we want.
Seems to me there are two types of marriages. First, where the couple love each other equally and everything's roses. And then there's the other, where one person loves the other more than life itself and always puts them first. Chumps like me, who love them no matter what, no matter how badly they behave. That's it. That's my confession. I love my wife. And I'll take any test you got to prove it.
Your marriage was over. You took her in and she threw it back in your face. You didn't go over there to hurt her. It just got out of hand.
It's not how it was.
You're lying, Jacob. It was falling apart and things got violent.
I'm not lying. I'm telling you how it was.
Jenny Horgan says you blackened her eye.
It's all right, Jacob. The DA will understand. In your shoes, I would have done exactly the same thing.
I hit her. All right? I'm not proud of it, but she was coming at me with a frying pan. What would you do? Took it for years, but sometimes a man can only take so much.
Why did you break into your wife's house, Jacob? Why steal the ring?
What? What are you talking about? I've got a key. Why would I need to break in?
You took the ring because you found out who gave it to her.
What are you talking about?
Her prized garnet ring, given to her by her old boyfriend, Dick McCall.
I never knew that. I lived with that woman for 3 years, and I never knew that. In that case, I think you should be talking to Dick McCall.
We'll do the detective work, lunkhead. Just answer the questions.
I'll see what I can do for you, Jacob. But I'm not promising. It still looks bad for you.
Phelps, you failed me, sir.
We have another lead, Captain. This guy Mendez could be our man.
I hope so, Phelps. I really hope so. I'm deeply disturbed by what's dying in this country.
We could still pull down a conviction for the skipper if we chase down this Mendez guy.
Так.
You can drive. Alonzo Mendez. Sound like a man who moonlights as the werewolf?
Don't sound like a man I'd let my daughter anywhere near.
You've got a daughter.
Spend enough time drinking, Cole, you'll find yourself with any number of things you don't want when you're sober.
So that's why you never sober up.
Exactly.
Блять, уже кошку запинали. А, стой, что это было?
Mendez, apartment 16. Here, the apartment's up on the top floor.
Don't bother knocking, just kick the door in. Take a look around and see what you can find.
Gotta get these to Ray. Size 8s could help place Mendez at the scene. Brothers could match the color and brand of the body. Consistent with Celine's injuries, and the blood can be typed.
We Got the murder weapon. Better get peeking down here.
Why keep it? Why not throw it away?
Think these clowns are geniuses? Think your stars have got a break. Captain Don will begin to like you.
Hey, what gives? LAPD, you're under arrest.
Do not lose that son of a bitch. I'll go get our wheels.
Mendez, stop right there!
Как бежать-то?
You don't need to do this, Alonzo!
Ну, прыгай.
Get in and drive. I got an idea. Get him next to my window, Cole. Keep me alongside his vehicle, and I'll stop the son of a bitch. Phelps, you gotta get me closer.
You're under arrest for the murder of Celine Henry. Give it up, LAPD!
I ain't saying a goddamn thing.
You did a grand job, lads. Phelps, that's quite a way to acquit yourself in your first outing as a homicide investigator. It seems the city has a new and vengeful guardian. Considering the evidence against your suspect, and the thoroughness with which a report was compiled, I foresee a safe passage through the courts, and the DA agrees with me. Brutality on a scale such as this deserves retribution. The people and the press of this city demand.
Galloway. Got it. Yeah, I'll bring him. He's my partner.
What have we got?
New case. White female dumped in plain sight in the grass at the end of Hill Street. Hacks are all over it. Captain's trying to fend them off.
Sounds awfully similar.
The first rule of police work is make no assumptions until you've seen the evidence. Skipper wants you to have your newspaper face on the collar for it. I think I know the place where they found the lady. It overlooks Sunset Boulevard. Let's go.
You're behind the wheel.
You did a decent job on the Henry case, Phelps. Not bad for your first time at bat.
Thanks, Rusty.
Don't go getting ahead of yourself. That's one clearance under your belt. Now it's a new day with a new dead lady that needs our attention.
And no assumptions until we see the evidence, right?
Right. See, I knew you were a fast learner, Phelps. We might get along after all.
Now, boys, you know as much as I do. I'll be holding a press conference once the autopsy's been completed. I have two of my finest investigators on the case, fresh from bringing down the sword of justice on the crazed sex...
Captain, aren't there similarities between this murder and the murder of Celine Henry? And of Elizabeth Short, for that
So you don't
matter?
believe there's a crazed sex killer at large preying on women?
Boys, be sensible. We have the greatest police force in all the world with the greatest scientific investigators at our disposal. How can any killer continue to be that? Be advised. We keep the gas chamber at San Quentin primed for the sons of Cain who continue to believe they can take a life in the City of Angels.
Yeah, right. Any new leads in the Dahlia case?
Run along, boys, and let these officers get to work. We have God's work to do here, and it can't be delayed.
What do we have, Captain?
Another woman sacrificed. Speak to Carruthers. I want daily reports, gentlemen.
Потихоньку. Одну часть уже прошла. Сейчас началось другое. А. Блин, почему люди в парке? Куда же иду? Вообще вальнули у дороги. Где труп-то?
Can't be much help to you, Phelps.
Signature markers, very
Distinctive. I'll do some comparisons back at the lab and get back to you.
What's this mark? Cut on finger.
Fourth finger, left hand. A wedding or engagement ring. Violently removed.
The stomping angle in the Henry case. Was it reported in the press?
Sure was. Every detail a copycat could want was there in the story.
Поиграй потом. Старая игра Rockstar. А вот глянуть.
Oh, we have a name. Can you run Deirdre Muller by R&I?
Back in a second.
If the motive was robbery, why not take the money?
Игра про школьник, учащийся американской школы, очень интересная. А там вроде пчела проходила, или нет?
Similar remote.
To what? The Dahlia? I don't think so.
Celine Henry.
That's a closed case. This is probably another
Ну,
sad
графика
sack
ужасная,
Boston
за те годы
Tavern
была
probably
хорошая.
wouldn't put out.
Ну,
The suspect
понятно.
must have shut your mouth, Phelps. All I'm saying is you got enough to do without reopening closed cases.
Talk me through it, Mal.
Severely battered, on display. Footprints would indicate that she has been stalked. Size of the footprints would seem to indicate a smallish men's shoe. What size shoe did Mendez wear?
You finished?
No, I'm not. At a glance, I would say strangulation is the cause of death. I'll need to do further tests for semen.
Angry boyfriend. If they were married, they'd be at home. Not humping out here in Lover's Lane.
Что еще-то?
Another day.
Может, с кем поболтать? Может, ты?
I'm at a loss.
Take a close look at the victim, Phelps. We know her story. We can narrow down our list of suspects.
Не знаю, пойдем еще раз глянем.
Looks like she was tied up.
It does at first, but that would leave a mark on her other wrist too. I think her watch might have been.
Хотя анимацию сделать не сделали.
Never the same.
Detective, R&I says that Deirdre Muller of 130 North Bonnie Bray was reported missing this morning by her husband, Hugo Muller.
What'd I tell you? Let's grab the husband, take him downtown, and work him over. Can have this wrapped up by lunchtime.
What about not making assumptions and going on the evidence?
Just when I think I've seen it all.
Кыш, 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 кыш. Брысь.
You drive. I need to go over the case next.
There still might be some playing the boyfriend angle.
I thought we were on our way to lock up the husband.
If he doesn't work out, that is.
Deirdre Muller has suffered enough. More than enough. You shouldn't make disparaging comments about her without even the slightest inkling of what she was like.
She was a woman, wasn't she? You know, around about my third divorce, I realized women might not be the pure angels we imagined. You're married, ain't you, Phelps?
don't make any insinuations about my wife.
Hey, she's a woman.
She's the mother of my children.
You're a father, Cole? But don't tell me your eye don't bend.
This conversation is over.
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. Is your father home?
He'll be home soon. He's been out looking for Mommy.
What's your name, miss?
Michelle Eloise Mahler?
Can we come in?
Suppose so.
Помню еще кем играл. Нет, вообще не знаю эти игры.
Could you have a seat, Michelle? We're gonna have a look around.
He'll be back any moment. Just sit tight.
О, это выход, куда я. А?
Circumstantial.
Department will explain everything when he gets back, okay? There's nothing to worry about.
А, вообще детская. Или это детская? Играл PlayStation 2.
Brooklyn's size 8.
Нет, я играл максимум в Xbox какой-то там лет 7 назад.
Elgin wristwatch. Probably the same one snatched from her body. No sign of a wedding ring.
Ну, такая себе комнатка.
Is this about Mommy? Daddy is trying to find her. Please tell me she's okay.
Опа-па.
I'm sorry to have to tell you this, Michelle.
Блин, хочу потом в Watch Dogs поиграть.
Your mother is dead. Do you think you could answer a few questions for us?
Try.
Так.
When did you last see your mother?
Yesterday afternoon. I went to a dance at Belmont High. Mommy was supposed to pick me up, but she didn't show.
So what did you do then?
I was upset. Daddy came instead.
So you were hanging around the school for quite a while. What happened with your father?
I don't know. I called and finally he answered. He came straight away then.
Чё, у меня на карантине все закрыто, если спалит полиция. Все ждохом обслуживания. Нормально. А ты где живешь? Так, чё, попал.
Some of your mother's jewelry was missing. Can you describe her things?
Ring, a watch. I never paid much attention to that stuff.
Чё? Чё-то я проебал момент.
I know it's painful, Michelle. This may be important.
Я вернулся. Привет. Быстро
He
пожалуйста.
chose it herself. A rose gold wedding band and a matching diamond and ruby engagement ring.
She wore a watch?
Yes, a yellow gold Elgin watch. Daddy bought it for her birthday. We had a fight. It was kind of a makeup present.
Your mom and dad are happily married?
What are you saying? Of course they are.
They weren't happy, were they, Michelle?
Шалом. Да, спустя год я продолжила. Я на третьей части, у меня получается это отдел убийств. Вот. Там что-то транспортное дело. А, нет, патрульная служба была, потом транспортное дело, сейчас отдел убийства. И там еще каких-то два, я не помню. Это еще отделы. Вот.
I'll talk to him, please. Go to your room, young lady. She's not even out of school. You can't come in here interrogating her like she's some kind of...
Your wife was found murdered this morning.
Мы часть дома сделали кафешку. Нормально. 40 минут и широки ключ. Ну, если включит еще там хаза.
We have some questions that we would like to ask you.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I'll do my best.
Так, чё?
What size shoe do you wear, Mr. Mueller?
Why do you ask?
It's routine, sir. Simple process of elimination.
9s, I think.
Пиздец.
Why are you lying to me, Mr. Mueller?
Чё, а что там в ФНО?
Why would I lie to you?
Кросс-платформа будет между PS и Xbox. Вот. Что там? Может, какие-нибудь пушечки завезут еще, может, еще что-нибудь. Ну, так как сейчас соединяю два сервака, то жопа будет. Будет все лагать.
So you were here all night. You stayed in while your wife went out to pick up your daughter?
Yes, that's correct.
You should come clean if you're having an affair, or if there's something going on.
I told you I was here. Were you saying I wasn't?
Кого? А, мужа, господи.
So why did you take so long to answer the phone when your daughter called?
Начал играть уже чересчур плохо Warface. Все, что такое обещание нормально. Ну, вообще, кросс-платформу обещали летом еще завести. Там чуть-чуть что-то как-то запоздали.
You phoned in a missing persons report this morning?
Yeah, that's right. My wife didn't come home last night. She left around 9:30. Michelle was out at dance. She called me to let me know that Deidre didn't turn up.
Так.
Did your wife ever go out by herself? To bars, nightclubs?
No. What are you suggesting? You suggesting my wife's loose? Now is not the time for you to be pushing me, mister.
Your daughter said you were having an argument.
We argued about who would pick up Michelle. I worked a full day. I wanted to come home, put my feet up.
Your wife was beaten and then strangled. In your case, you have no alibi and a history of violence towards your wife.
That's not true, God damn it.
It is true, Hugo. You're a violent man. You try to keep a lid on it at home, but sometimes you lost control. Your daughter and your wife were scared of you.
You don't know anything about me.
I know about the golden butterfly, Hugo, and how you bought your wife off the last time you heard her.
She liked to spend money, all right? Dresses, jewelry, her hair. It drove me goddamn crazy. Do I look like a Rockefeller?
Nobody likes
За
a cheap.
кругом начинаю слушать, будто бы я так на уфа.
Getting hostile with us is a
Да.
very bad idea, Hugo.
I'm no murderer.
Make some arrangements for your daughter, and then present yourself to Central Station for questioning.
You gotta be kidding me, Phelps. Put the cuffs on it.
This is an outrage. I didn't kill my wife.
Your daughter is in the next room, Mueller, so I'm giving you a break. Don't make me change my mind, and don't make me come looking for you.
Should go back in there and bust his ass.
One, we need to break his alibi. Check phone records, canvass the neighbors. Two, we have motive of domestic violence, which probably goes for half the men in LA. Three, we have no evidence tying to the crime scene.
Опа! Подслушивает.
Detective!
Yes, ma'am.
I heard the terrible news over the radio.
And you can help us with our inquiries?
Yes, sir. They had a row last night. I heard Mrs. Mueller screaming.
Did you see Mrs. Mueller come home late last night at all?
No, not at all. I did see Mr. Mueller put something in the incinerator earlier this morning, though.
I told you he was our guy. Now let's get this bum downtown and into a cell.
Look, there he is now.
Step away from the incinerator. Don't let him get away.
Okay, but no shooting. We need this guy to make the case.
Надо. Приз получен асфальтные джунгли. Асфальтовые джунгли.
This doesn't look good, Hugo.
I can explain the blood.
Get him booked in at Central, officer. Then put him in an interview room. We'll be speaking with him later. And inform the captain.
Yes, sir, Detective.
Is there someone you can call, miss?
I don't know what's home and
You need somewhere to stay, Michelle. You have other family? Grandparents? Aunts or uncle?
call Aunt Helen, but she lives in Bakersfield and
Call her. We're gonna get someone down here from Juvenile Hall to talk to you in the meantime.
We ought to get some uniforms down here, clean up, take care of the kid.
Это что такое?
Galloway, Homicide Division, badge number 564. Go ahead, Detective Unit. Did we get Ray Pinker and a technical services team to a house at 130 North Bonnie Bray Street? Send someone down from Juvenile Hall to look after a young lady.
Roger, 11K. Inform Detective Phelps that the coroner has a report waiting. Police morgue downtown when he's available.
Got it, KGPL.
Are you drunk, mister? Or are you just cracked?
He's only
Can you
a
drive to
runner.
this one?
Can't really
I'm surprised, you know. I didn't make the husband.
Always make the husband, fellas. 9 times out of 10, it's the closest person to the Vic who does the deed. God knows I've wanted to kill some wives in my day.
Lex parsimoniae.
What?
The law. Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is most likely the correct one.
You know, you could have said that without getting all liturgical on me.
I'll try to dumb things down from now on.
Appreciate it. And try this one on for size. Rusty's razor.
How's that go?
You blame the guy that's banging her.
Ah, of course. The famous Lex ignoramus.
Closes cases, Cole. Puts a lot of people away, that one.
Блин, тут музыка ужасная.
Phelps, Rusty, thanks for coming.
Can you blood type the shoes that we bagged and see if they're a match? Sure. It'll all be in the report, but I'm assuming you want the details now.
Я задержала отца, ой, как отца, мужа убитой женщины, он там поджигал, короче, обувь, я повалила. Вот, сейчас приехала в морг.
Normal uses for that kind of rope.
On boats, mooring lines.
Correct. Although Ray says that they're sometimes used as bell ropes in churches.
So are we looking for a sailor or a minister?
Well, in my experience, sailors seem to have the greater libido.
Was Mrs. Muller criminally attacked?
No external or internal traces of semen.
Thanks, Mal. Anything else comes up, you let us know.
Так, где тут телефон-то? Тут ты-то что толкаешься? А, HD? Телефон. А, наверху или А, во. Все с другой стороны. У тебя прошка нет, Слимка. Так, вчера играл с клиентами в мафию. О.
I need an address on a Belmont High School.
Checking for you, Detective. Belmont High, 1575 West 2nd Street.
Are there any messages for me?
Yes, Detective. A green 1946 coupe, registered to Mrs. Hugo Muller, has been found in the parking lot adjoining the Belmont High School in Plainfield. Captain Donnelly wants you to head down there immediately to take the school janitor's statement.
Thank you.
Так. Чем один раз мы все будут продолжительно. Блин, я играла, наверное, последний раз в мафию. В институте. Наверное. Года 2.
Funny job, Dad. The coroners.
How so?
No, you don't want them to join their work too much. The wrong kind of man can get awfully lonely rattling around a joint full of corpses.
Rusty, that's like something out of the pulps.
You've been reading the same ones as me?
I thought you were usually too drunk to get through them.
You know, if I close one eye and squint, you can just about make out the print.
Я тогда доплатил какую-то прошку, была скидка. А я вообще изначально играла на ПК. Еще это мне ПК надоел. Я такая, блин. Пошла в компьютерный центр, ой, в компьютерный клуб. Там были еще плойки. Там был Mortal Kombat и FIFA. Я такая, блин, поиграла, помню, там день-два. Сначала на ПК, потом думаю, это на плойке попробуем. Поиграли там в FIFA, Mortal Kombat. Я такая, блин, ну прикольная штука. Типа, хочу себе теперь плойку. Там искали моносюжетки проходить, там всякие классные, там, типа это. И я такая, о, думаю, хочу поиграть. Пошла в магазин, и там Типа, да блин, была скидка, там 29 тысяч вроде стоило, с 3 играми. Вот, там получается одни из нас, Райн и что-то там 2 души, короче, игра какая-то еще. Вот. Я как раз их проходила. Ой. Потом думаю, блин, хочу купить GTA. Потом засела в GTA-шке на целый год. Где-то. Или 1,5. Боже, наконец-то. Ник поменял постоянно, заплатил 500 рублей, типа в конце УТ, пока больше эффекта не имеет. А зачем? Сыграем 2 души подрастут. Да, мне очень понравилось. Там прям такой сюжет прям. Да вообще, типа, даже не из нас понравился. Потом Райн, это тоже детективная игрушка. Вообще зашла. Я концовку вообще не ожидала. Я ж, честно, я охуела от концовки. Вот. И 2 души тоже прям тоже такая игра.
Why would I do that?
Because I'm about to break your fucking skull, Eli.
You're under arrest, Eli.
Типа YouTube канал. А, ну можно... Некоторые, кстати, просто клан делают там. Название канала. Вот.
Why bother with the paperwork, Eli? I'm gonna take out my gun and I'm gonna count to 5. Let's see how fast you can run now.
А почему, кстати, УТ? Типа YouTube или что? А, да, типа YouTube канал, господи. Ну все равно некоторые тупые, типа, их не поймут. УТ. Я честно думала, что киношные игры зайдут. Кстати, дай в Эрику. Прикольная игра. Вот у Эрики прям вообще тоже сюжет прикольный. Там блин, я не помню, там 5 или больше концовок даже. Вот. А, ну, все. Кыш-кыш. Чё? Что это горит? А.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need interrogation set up at Central for both suspects being held in the Muller homicide case.
Certainly, Detective. I'll get in touch with the watch commander.
Thanks, man.
Так. Эрика тоже играл концовки, мне сильно понравились, какие-то похожие. Но я прошла один раз на концовку, что она выбралась с подругами, то есть подожгла вот эту теплицу, как вот эта херня, и вот они выбрались. То есть у меня вроде такая приличная концовка вышла. Наверное. Так.
Can you drive to this one?
Я, кстати, уже потихоньку туда выдвигаю. А, это, наверное, другие это делаю. Давайте. Кстати, потом машину буду забрать. Еще, кстати, ну, Детройт такой кинцо, потом... Вроде таких нету.
Even if he didn't do it?
Who cares whether he did it? You have kids, Phelps? He needs to be taken permanently out of harm's way.
And we let Mueller slide?
For a while. He gets a free pass for now.
Привет, мод. Кстати, Мария, допустим, я сыграл в фасет, а потом что-то... Нет, зачем? Играешь, играешь. Там максимум кидает счет в чат фасета, чтобы поставили, ну, чтобы закрыли руму. Вот. Так, а чем мне нужно? Ой, опять кому-то допрос искать. А, все, помню, где она. Это же, да.
Here's where we stand, Hugo. Your next door neighbor heard screaming coming from your house. You were burning your blood-stained shoes. You have no one who can confirm your whereabouts last night. Your daughter says you're a violent man. We have everything we need to send you to death row, and all you have to say for yourself is, I didn't do it.
I swear I didn't kill him. Give me that lie test, I can prove it.
Там, кстати, можно играть с лигой. С мышками, короче, там. Face it mouse. Вот. То есть там любая может лига туда заходить.
Why did you burn your shoes, Hugo?
Because I knew you'd never believe me.
Я вчера зашла, у меня 2 катки подряд, хватало 3 компа. И я такая, класс, да, ну супер, вообще идеальная игра. Слов нету. Вот. Доступ к каналу.
You know anything about ropes, Hugo?
As much as the next man. I was a scout. I learned some more in the army.
You learned to strangle with the rope in the army?
With rope, with my bare hands, but mainly with wire. I learned a lot of things in the army, but I still didn't kill my wife.
For argument's sake, what type of rope would you use?
If I had to, I would use a triple braid. Less flex, easier to control.
Your wife was beaten with a tire iron, Hugo. An appropriate choice of tool for a mechanic.
I know nothing about any tire iron.
You're lying, Hugo. You're gonna have to come clean on this.
You got that proof.
След маленьких. Пропавшая. Во.
Your wife drove a Chevrolet, Hugo.
Ой, какой
What make of car do you drive?
Скину потом, как красиво разукрасили кафешку.
So I guess that explains why the tire iron that killed your wife came from a crash.
Красками или чем? Или чисто там?
We found your wife's car. Someone parked it at the school late last night. Do you have anything to say about that?
It wasn't me.
Where do you keep your work clothes?
I keep them at work in my locker.
Там же в машине, да, было? Да.
Enough lies, Hugo. Your overalls put you at the scene of the crime last night.
My overalls are in the laundry of my house.
Ой, сейчас. Это?
Green overalls, bloodstained. with the initials HM found in the trunk of your wife's car.
They can't be mine.
Why, Hugo? Because if they were yours, they'd be in the incinerator too?
Hugo Muller, I'm charging you with the murder of your wife. You'll be arraigned and taken before a grand jury. Book him, Rusty.
With pleasure.
I have to say I'm disappointed. I stood in front of a troop of reporters and made promises. Promises of swift and fearful retribution, and you bring me an armful of vagary and happenstance. You made the department look bad, lad. Do it again and your career as a policeman will come to an abrupt and ignominious end. You two are back on the streets. Find street criminals, roust them, beat them, and restore some fervor to your police work. Your next case will come.
Ну почему?
Now get out of here!
Я скинул, глянешь потом. Окей. Блядь, там же точно, я же еще одного поймала. Ой, батюшки. Ну ладно, похеру. Я же забыла про второго типа.
We captured 2 regular army. Lieutenant! Belt, we've been over this. That sniper barely missed you back on the beach. Until the mission is over, there'll be no more saluting or signs of rank. I'm in charge here, Medier! Do you wish to interrogate the prisoners?
No, they're beat. Why they look so sullen. Wondering why we haven't killed them yet. There's no greater shame than being taken prisoner.
Yeah, this golden boy actually seems to know what he's doing. See that, boys? He slapped that Jap right upside the head.
It was merely to remind him of his place. His shame was the tone of voice that he used with his superior. I respect the Japanese, Corporal.
Respect, we're here to kill the sons of bitches.
Do you know why we're fighting the Japanese, Private?
With respect, sir, these bastards attacked Pearl Harbor.
And why did they attack Pearl, Private?
Because they hate the US of A.
Да, она все такая более домашняя.
Because we cut off their oil. What would we do if another country denied us the gas to run our cars?
Phelps. I was just discussing with Finbar here how well you were doing. Have a seat.
Yeah, my real name. And you can just forget all about it.
You boys have a new case. A poor Hispanic woman murdered near City Hall and left lying naked in an alleyway.
Another naked woman, sir?
Yes. We seem to have had quite a run of them since the Dahlia fiend first struck.
Phelps is politely trying to hint that he thinks the Mendez case is hokey.
Well, young Phelps, you win some and you lose some in police work.
You're happy with the Mueller case, sir?
Over the moon, boys! The DA couldn't be more pleased with the evidence, the witness, and the lack of an alibi. Now, get out there and catch me another sinner.
Тоже так уже помечено. Нет.
You're behind the wheel. You have the address?
It's the alley off Aliso between Los Angeles and Alameda.
You're kidding. The next one will be opposite Central Station.
Count yourself lucky. Most guys would kill to land a case so close to their desk.
Yeah, it means they can pop in to hit the office supply of hooch whenever they need it.
You know, that ain't a bad idea. That is not a bad idea at all, Phelps.
На мафию сильно похоже на мыло. Я играла в первую мафию ремейк. Я хотела типа трилогию взять, но что-то. Ну что-то.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Brothers, Pinker.
Cause of death is pretty apparent. We thought we'd best wait for you. When you're ready.
Блин, почему он все голыми руками берет?
If she took a blow to the head like the others, she was probably unconscious when strangled.
Кстати, великолепно играла по скидке. Не. Да я сейчас... У меня там Ассасин, Watch Dogs Legion скачанные. Потом... Блин, какие-то еще сейчас... Еще какие-то там игры.
It's a start.
Где след-то? Ни хрена не видно. Типа вот кровь идет такая, там туды-сюды. А, вот.
On it goes.
Еще недавно купил голдвар, зовут Объясню. Давай. Ой. Да чего пищит-то? Ладно, идем дальше.
We kept the area pristine for you boys. Let's check it out.
House keys strung up like bait on a hook. You think he's trying to lead us somewhere?
Probably all the way to City Hall, that crazy son of a bitch.
That's got to be a code or a cipher.
А. Ой. Ну.
Enameled and gold-plated. This was precious to her. The trail points up.
Стоп-ка, тут что-то пищало же тоже. Или показалось? Сейчас.
Pulled from the finger and hung up here. What's the significance? He clearly wants us to find these things. He's left them for us.
There you go, Phelps. You got a new M.O. I told you about that guy.
Or he might just be getting more confident. Looks as though the killer was decorating with this.
Ой, сейчас.
Son of a bitch wants her identified.
Может, это еще в сумке? Может, труп надо было обыскать? Как можно спуститься? Ой.
Mrs. A. Maldonado. Could it be Antonia Maldonado?
Clearly wants us to find these things. He left them for us.
There you go, Phelps. You got a new MO. I told you it was our guy.
Or he might just be getting more confident.
Detectives?
Where are you taking us?
lacerations on the neck would indicate a great deal of force. Kiss the blood, BD. She was only 21 years old. Mrs. Antonia Maldonado, 712 North Hill Street, downtown. The evidence in the Mueller case was solid. I'm not convinced about Mendez.
The best way to get away with murder is to pin it on somebody else.
Ой,
I'll bet a month's
божечки.
salary is the top.
Strangled, battered,
Yeah. We know the MO. So does every jerk who kills his wife and girlfriend looking for a way out. I've spoken to Brown. He still believes that Dahlia Perp has medical experience.
4 women, all murdered, all put on display, all with messages.
Mueller had no message. Look, Phelps, this is getting us nowhere.
Anything for us to go on, Mal?
Head injuries from contact with road, bruising from a small man's shoe, further blunt force trauma to the occipital region at the base of the skull. Could have been fatal, but clear signs of strangulation to rule it out.
Lipstick appears to be a similar color to the other cases. I'll see if I can nail down a brand.
You can drive.
It was Mrs. Maldonado, right?
That's affirmative.
All right, so then there's a husband we should be looking for. Get him, we've closed the case.
Rusty's razor, of course. I don't want to question your tried and tested techniques, Detective Galloway. But doesn't the DA require sound casework before he'll close the book?
Not if he's got a confession. And, you know, there's ways of getting it.
I'm sure.
Ой.
Wait just a moment.
I'm sorry. Can I help you?
LAPD, ma'am. Detective Phelps and Galloway. Does Mrs. Maldonado live here?
Yes, she does. I'm Mrs. Barbara LaPente, the owner of this boarding house. Is there a problem?
I'm afraid so, ma'am. You mind if we come in? Is there somewhere we can discuss this?
Of course. Follow me through to the parlor. Wipe your feet as you come in, detectives. It's this way.
Ой.
Look at that. Someone's turned the place over.
A smashed window explains why the place looks tossed.
You know how I feel about windows, Phelps.
So someone broke in using this thing instead of a crowbar. Wonder where it was taken from. Okay, we have an address. The charm bracelet wasn't among the crime scene evidence.
Хрена, все, это как комната. Ну ладно.
Mrs. Maldonado was found dead this morning.
Dead? Oh, no. She can't be.
We have some questions, ma'am, if you're up to it.
Yes, Detective. I'll do my best.
Do you have any idea who might have wanted to hurt Mrs. Maldonado?
That rat, her husband, Angel. She was serving him divorce papers.
If I killed every wife to serve me papers, I'd be a mass murderer.
Are you being flippant, young man?
No, ma'am.
What can you tell us about Angel Maldonado?
She married him when she was 17. He was cruel to her, very cruel. She was a good girl, little on the religious side, but a good girl.
Ой.
What time did Antonia go out yesterday?
She left around 9.
Do you know where she went?
No, I have no idea.
I no idea.
She was a good girl, but
she's a good girl.
A nosy old hag like you knows everything about the people who live under her roof. Where did she go?
I think she went to a bar.
Bar.
She's been drinking pot a lot lately.
This bar have a name?
El Dorado Bar. It's a Latino place on North Los Angeles Street.
That's only a couple of blocks from where we found the body.
Ой.
You've had a break-in?
No. That can't be true.
Таболка.
You're being economical with the truth, Mrs. Lepenti. What do you have to hide?
I have no idea what you are talking about.
Че там разбито окно где?
So Antonia lost her keys and used an iron bar to jimmy the back window?
I heard a noise in the early hours of the morning. I thought it might be a raccoon at the milk bottles. It'd be very bad for business if this news got out. I have a reputation to protect.
Antonia and her husband were estranged?
Yes. She
Холодно.
moved here after she separated from her husband 2 months ago.
But Antonia still wore a wedding ring?
She wore the wedding ring and a necklace. She always wore a religious necklace. That's about all of her jewelry.
What about her bracelet?
I don't know anything about her bracelet.
Где там? Фотография браслета.
In her wedding photo, she's displaying a charm bracelet.
That thing? She never wore it. He gave it to her. She always kept it in that wooden jewelry box.
Thanks, ma'am. You've been very helpful.
Pay a call to that husband of hers. Lock him up and throw away the key.
We can either front Angel, seeing as the finger's pointing right at him, or we can check out the Eldorado.
Нет, сам за руль садись. Пошел в шопу.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
A nosy old hag? Ah! And I thought I was coming on strong with the ex-wives line.
Sometimes you have to be firm to get the information you need.
God damn it, ain't that the truth?
Так.
Maldonado is in apartment 304.
Кстати, дома похожи. Так, нам на 3 этаже.
Phelps, this could turn ugly. Forget about knocking. Let's take our boy by surprise.
Hey, what the fuck?
LAPD, motherfucker, you're under arrest.
Петраться.
I got 100 pounds.
Now look, I don't want no trouble, see? I got nothing to say to you.
Stand down now.
Ну я же вернулась. На. Mortal Kombat. Че ему всем... Хорош.
Damn. They got some decent shots in there. Cuff these sons of bitches, Phelps.
LAPD, you two are under arrest. Call for some backup, Finbar.
Galloway, badge number 564. I need a prowl car at the apartment building 330 North Hill Street. 2 suspects need transporting to Central.
Your wife has been murdered, Angel.
Antonia? Oh God, no!
Where were you last night, Angel?
I was here with my brother the whole night, God damn it! You think I could kill my own wife?
Should get the whole place going over, then talk to the neighbors. And Phelps, I don't care that you just got smacked in the head. You don't call me Finbar.
This will take some explaining.
Что?
Just picked fruit market. I wonder if Angel gets all his groceries from this place.
Maybe one of the neighbors took notice of Angel's movements. He's got no alibi, I suppose.
Hasn't given me anything to go on.
Ну, господи.
Sorry about that. I'm playing with my kids. LAPD. Were you here last night?
Yeah. My wife and I are separated, and I had the kids last night. I put them to bed early and went to bed myself.
Thanks.
Прикольно. Ой, тут нет двери. Так, это чё? 300 такой.
Hello.
LAPD, ma'am. Did you hear a disturbance last night?
Yes. Yes, I did. Mrs. Maldonado lit out of here, and her husband ran out after her.
You saw this, Miss?
Aranda. I had the door open a crack.
Did you see Mr. Maldonado come back inside after he ran out?
No. I didn't.
Thanks. We'll be in touch.
I kept thinking you were going to call that one a nosy old hag too, Phelps. Well-executed restraint.
I'm executing restraint right now, Finbar.
Блин, что потеряла себе машину. А.
Can you drive to this one?
And where exactly are we going?
А, вот, что я сделала?
KGPL, 11 King, over.
11K, Captain Donnelly and Detective Sergeant Finnis Brown urgently request your presence at Central. A new letter has been found.
11K, en route.
How about we drop in on the husband instead? See if your gut is right.
I'll take a bar over a husband every day of the week.
Think there's anything to the divorce angle?
I've been through 3, Phelps. No big deal. After a while, you just numb yourself to the experience.
But Angel, he's a young man. He would have a sense of who he is. He'd see himself as a failure. A woman taking control over his life?
Then she punched him and...
The captain is waiting for you downstairs with Pinker.
We gonna go downstairs and see Donnelly or what?
Boys, come on in. Phelps, have you met Finnis Brown?
Pleased to meet you, sir.
This information is confidential and doesn't leave this room.
The new letter was left in the back seat of the cab. The driver thinks it was put through the window and not left by a customer.
We're checking all the spares back 24 hours regardless.
Good.
Like the previous letters, it's been assembled from headlines and typed from the Times and Examiner, then glued to an envelope.
What is the other note?
This one? That's also new. A poem, hand-typed.
Do you mind if I take a look?
Go ahead. We've been over both documents pretty carefully. They've been wiped with gasoline, so there's no chance of prints.
That's the message from the Celine Henry case.
Where the hell are you going? We're kind of in the middle of something here.
Блять.
Mouthpiece store stripped off me at the grand jury. Case got thrown out. Now the DA wants my head.
I would rather we discuss this later, Phelps.
Heap upon thy soul by virtue of this curse.
That's why we called you in.
You think it's original?
Я буду читать позже.
You like this nut job's poem?
No, I like Shelley. It was written at least 100 years ago.
Shelley? Sure, I knew that.
You see, Finnis? I told you this lad was a bright boy.
Sure, but what does it got to do with the case?
Prometheus Unbound. Prometheus was a titan, a superhuman character who defied the gods to bring fire to humanity.
The Dahlia guy believes he's Superman.
Your guess is as good as mine. One thing for sure is that he's educated. What about the link to the Henry case?
He could have got the wording from the papers. As you said, he is fiendishly clever and takes pleasure in taunting us. What's happening with the Maldonado case?
We have the husband in custody. We haven't interviewed him yet.
Well, upstairs then, lads, and see if we can break him.
Improved your attitude, Angel?
What do you want me to say? I was with Antonia the night she died, but she left the apartment, and that was the last time I saw her.
So your wife paid you a visit last night. What time was that?
Late, around midnight, maybe? She didn't stay long.
You're lying, Angel. You went after her. I think you killed her.
You're out of your mind. My brother will tell you I was at home.
We have a witness who confirms that you were arguing, that your wife ran out, that you followed her, and didn't come back.
I know this looks bad, but it's not true. We argued, all right? But she went out, and I went out after her, and she jumped in a car on the corner.
There was a car waiting.
Hi.
Can you describe the driver?
Смотри, как надо допрашивать людей.
But the car, it was a brown Ford coupe.
Так.
You and your wife weren't getting along. She was divorcing you. Is that why you killed her?
We fought, yeah, but we weren't getting a divorce.
I don't believe you, Angel. She'd been granted a decree nisi. She pushed you
Достал
too far.
блокнотик и
And you
записывай.
lashed
Да,
out.
давно пора. Записывай.
I wouldn't accept the divorce.
Так, где тут письмо адвоката?
The judge had set a date. You were going to be paraded in front of the whole city for your cruelty to her, Angel.
Antonia. Oh, Jesus. She came in drunk, out of her mind. She doesn't normally drink. She was looking around in her bag.
Хай, а у меня почему-то, кстати, через интересное сообщение только твои комменты показались. Ну ладно.
She ran out. That's the truth.
What size shoe do you wear, Angel?
Size 8. What difference does that make?
Так.
When we found your wife, her jewelry had been removed. Was she wearing her religious medallion last night?
Sure. She always wore that.
Вроде не врет.
What about the charm bracelet? Was she wearing that?
You know about that?
Ты учись, как допрашивать людей. Что остается? Рыбачка.
Your wife has been brutally murdered. So how do you explain your shirt being covered in blood?
You found that?
Смотрите, видите, глазами водит? Да, он пиздит. Ну, не пиздит, а что внимает.
Give me something, or I'm gonna have you charged.
My brother, Rippolini. He said some bad things about Antonia last night.
В общем, пришлось врезать ему разок. Ну и завязалась драка. Продолжай. Она сказала, что была в баре Эльдорадо. Как компания магазином. Сам ты честный.
One last question, Angel. Do the words kiss the blood mean anything to you?
No. Sounds sick to me.
You're not in the clear by any means, Angel. You're going back into a cell. You should think about whether you have anything else you need to share with us.
Так. Где тут выход, господи? А не туда. Да, блин.
You're behind the wheel.
You don't think it's strange that all these murders are happening to girls who've been out drinking?
No, no. A broad drinks, she gets a bit tight, she starts mouthing off. This leads to that, and she ends up in an alleyway. It's a sad but this town's seen it play out 1,000 times, Cole.
Why don't you want to see a connection here?
Because there are perfectly good real-life suspects for every one of these murders. We don't need to go looking for the monster under the bed.
What can I get you?
LAPD. Detectives Phelps and Galloway.
Diego Aguilar. How can I help?
You worked the bar last night?
Yeah. Me and a temp guy from the agency.
Did you have a woman in here last night? 21 years old, Hispanic, drinking heavily?
We have a lot of ladies like that in here. But yeah, I know who you mean. Antonia Maldonado.
She was murdered last night.
Oh, shit.
Do you know her? Shit.
Is she a regular?
Hell no. She was good and tight last night, complaining about her old man. It's a story you get used to working in a bar. She was so hammered last night, she left a letter on the bar. I'll show you.
My eggs running.
Маша, у тебя с Аркадием в подвале то же самое, людей. Ты учись, учись. Вместо Аркадия будешь пытать людей. Сейчас смотри, сейчас это письмо да прочтет, и она будет провести опрос. Так, все, дочитал.
Three blondes walk into a bar. You'd think one of them would have seen it.
Two peanuts were walking on the street.
Так, еще нужно бармена было допросить. Мне сейчас письмо забрать. Так, бла-бла-бла. А, надо было пролистнуть. Боже.
Did you open them? No need to. She was shouting about it and waving the letter around. Said she was going to show him.
Did Antonia say where she was going when she left?
She said she was going to serve the papers on the husband. Said that would take the smile off his face. If you ask me,
Видишь? Смотрит прямо в глаза. Не отводит глаз. Значит, правду говорит.
An extremely drunk young woman? What do you think? She managed to scare them off, though.
Can you remember what jewelry she was wearing?
She had a necklace. Some kind of religious thing.
Видишь? Раз отвел. Зажмурился. Туда отвел, туда. Ну, такое, ну, типа, взгляд такой, не знаю, типа, попью, постою.
Where did she go? Give me something or the LAPD will start getting interested in this place.
Take it easy. She wanted a cab, okay? And my phone was out of order. The closest one I knew was at the fruit market across the street, so I suggested she try there. She seemed reluctant.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
No problem. Hey, get the guy, will you?
We'll do our best. One last question. What size shoe do you take, Mr. Aguilar?
A broad 9. I have wide feet.
My eggs were running.
You can drive.
О, ну-ка, костюмчики. Хотя, ну-ка, сейчас.
Another letter? I thought the letter was
Смерть
from a
в
nut.
шёлковых чулках.
These letters, Brown and Hanson believe they are genuine. From him.
Now we sent another.
You know, I really hate this fuck. This Black Dahlia guy. Have you seen the body? Fucking cased his nozzle away at your guts. Hollywood. Every prom queen from every fucking hick town in America turns up here. Where do they end up? Gutted on the fucking sidewalk.
Handbag was left just up there, overlooking the market.
Could have come here from the start, saved ourselves a day's legwork.
We should go out afterwards.
LAPD, Detective Phelps and Galloway.
Clem Feeney.
Блин, он похож на
Did you happen to see a young woman
из
last night?
зачарованных на челика
21 years
прям.
old, Hispanic?
Sure, she came by last night. Why do you ask?
На Лео. Тут копия Лео. Лео. Дай-ка я сейчас фотку сделаю. Ой.
She was wearing a necklace?
I didn't notice.
You weren't paying attention, Feeney?
Hey, you're getting the wrong idea.
Exactly how much fruit do you sell here after midnight, Clem?
Look, not much. I sell the odd bottle on the side to the after-hours crowd. But I don't want any trouble. I'm just trying to make a buck.
The young lady arrived around midnight?
Yeah, something like that. Used the phone for a cab and then left.
You already knew Mrs. Maldonado, didn't you, Clem?
Sure, I met her before. She seemed like a nice lady. Her husband went apeshit one day when he caught me talking to her. She had me back until last night.
Что там?
Where did she go from here?
She wanted a cab, but I couldn't get her one.
Копия просто из зачарованных. Я не помню, как зовут актера, но вот копия. Только сейчас вот в таком профиле его сфоткаю. Блин, вроде правду говорил.
Can you describe the car?
Brown Ford Coupe, I think. She seemed to know the guy.
Do you mind if we look around?
Why would you want to do that?
Because we say so.
I guess you can. Hey, don't you have to get a court order or something? I have rights.
Clem?
Shh.
Так, что нам надо обыскать? Кого обыскивать-то?
No wonder he stays open late at night. People have to get their vitamins. Check through this stuff before we get back out there.
Cut someone who was already dead.
It's a typical power thing. Once the stiff is dead, the creep usually feels they can do whatever they like. You must have seen it during the war.
So what are we hiding in here? This thing needs a combination.
Ножа комбинация. Ой. Блять. Опа. Опа, опа. Сейчас будет ловить преступника.
This fruit skull punk gets about 10 seconds to explain before he pulls his fucking arm off.
Clem!
Ну, нет, Лео сбегает. Сейчас будет погоня. Я забыл, как рулить, господи.
I'll try to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck.
Батя down.
The fruit guy's getting away, Phelps. We should have grabbed him when we had the chance, Phelps.
When we had the chance, we didn't know he was our guy.
Ой.
Strange that he could
Меня
trail
бесит
blood right
здесь
back to his own
управление.
mark.
Maybe he wanted to be caught. A lot of them do.
Ой,
Now
чего?
he's about
Я, короче, видел паспорт.
Can't come back to Darley
О,
empty-handed.
It's almost too perfect, isn't it?
There's no such thing as too perfect.
поздравляю.
Come on, Phelps, wrap it up so we can raid this bozo's hoot supply.
Женщина за рулем.
Don't go to sleep on me. Get me back in close.
Нет, ты видел?
swinging, I'll try to bust his tires. Give yourself up. Now. Show me your hands.
Фу, господи. Нереальная погоня. Лео задержали. Смотрел «Зачарованные»? Лео, нет!
You're a sick man, Clem. You need help.
Outstanding. Poor woman can now rest in peace. I'll pay the fiend a personal visit myself and remind him that crime in this city does not go unpunished. When they finish with him at the receiving hospital, we'll have him up before the grand jury. I have a meeting this afternoon with the mayor, lads. I'll be sure to mention your names. Now, on your way.
Я уже заебалась играть. Я уже тут раскрыла 3 дела. Вообще жопа. Ой, блин. Изи. Блин, 50 баксов в городу. Учитывая количество найденной у Клема выпивки, удивительно, что вы не взяли его с поличным в Эльдорадо. Wi-Fi обнову ждешь. Да вот она сейчас должна открыться уже, по идее. Как раз завершила последнее дело. Ой, жесть. И думаю, можно закрывать стрим. Чё, как он стал админом, и сообщение опа. Магия. Сейчас глянем нереальный ролик. И можно нахрен закрывать стрим. И как раз сейчас запустят ВП.
Never hear the bastards coming. Sitting there, field stripping a cigarette. Suddenly he's there looking down on you.
Why do you think we keep saluting that jab-loving son of a bitch? He's bad juju. That's enough out of you three. Bad juju? Where were you dragged up? Swamp?
Du-du-du-du. Кстати, пока вроде никто не сидит в Warface. Я успею еще чай налить. А это новое дело. Хомяк, когда в радугу? Пойдем. Сейчас я закрою стрим. Потому что это новое дело. Как вы, блин, нахрен вырубить? Ой. И продолжу, скорее всего, в следующий раз. Может, завтра. Или в пятницу. Вот. Пока. Все.